Let your feedback come in. We're going to take a lot of your tweets and emails on air tonight. Paranjoy Guatakurta is joining our debate tonight after a long time. He's taking an anti-Anna position on this. He feels they are making a terrible mistake. Mayank Gandhi is the Mumbai spokesperson and chief of India Against Corruption. Thank you very much. Prashant Bhushan, one of the leading lights of Team Anna, is joining us from Delhi. Sanjay Kaul, President of People's Action and BJP spokesman. Thank you very much indeed. Siddharth Vardarajan, editor of Hindu, is joining us in 2 minutes. Paranjoy, what's wrong? What is wrong, Paranjoy, if a team like this is saying we are going to continue to keep the pressure? Because if we give up the pressure, they will forget their promise. What's wrong? What is your problem?
No, I don't have a problem, Arnav. The problem essentially is a civil society movement which is dealing with intensely political issues. How can it be apolitical? It has to be political. Therefore, even those who argue that I am apolitical is also taking a political position. Now, Arvind Kejriwal is saying that everybody was there in Ramleela Maidan. There were Congress persons, there were BJP people, there were communists. Fine, okay. But then, and he's also saying that the reason why the Congress is being targeted in Hisar is because Congress is leading the ruling coalition. But the dilemma of Team Anna is you are political and yet you are saying you are not political. You are political but yet you are saying you are not part of mainstream political parties. This is really the huge dilemma that Arvind Kejriwal, Prashant Bhushan, all of them have to take a position sooner rather than later. I don't think you can continue to say that the battle against corruption is a political battle. Again, I don't think that you can just narrowly focus, and he said the Jan Lokpal bill is going to be the one-point agenda of Team Anna, and this is the one factor which will result in corruption being curbed drastically in this country. I think these are very simplistic notions.
So that's
what happens is when you have a political situation where the political opposition is weak, the BJP is in disarray, the left is in disarray. So the vacuum in the polity is being filled up by sections of civil society, by sections of the media.
So
but at some
what is
stage,
wrong? So what is wrong?
No,
so what is wrong? Okay, so what is wrong?
To December 1989. This vacuum has to be filled up.
What is wrong if they exercise an influence in the political arena without participating in it? Siddharth, welcome. My question is to Mayank. Mayank wants to first rebut. Prashant Bhushan coming to you right after that. Mayank.
In a democracy, there are 5 pillars. Civil society is one of the pillars. And it is our business to lobby and to pressurize for good reforms, for governance reforms.
Digvijay Singh, if you want to do that, form a political party.
So all I am saying is, there is a media, there is judiciary. If they speak against the party, does the political...
media or the judiciary does not say vote against the Congress party.
No, let's understand
if the media says vote against the Congress party, the media also becomes political.
This is our legitimate right to pressurize and lobby the parliament.
How do we know that you're not being put up there by the BJP to say that?
So there are so many signs and so many signals.
Digvijay Singh says that he even has proved that the RSS has been canvassing people for you.
Oh, you have a Hegde which is kicked out Yedurappa. We have been fighting for the Sanjeev Bhatt thing. There have been signals. You must understand, you must see the history and what has happened in the last few months to realize that we have been walking this path in which we are equally distant from all the political parties. We are like Arjun and we can see only one thing.
Are you sure that your top leadership of the India Against Corruption movement
Absolutely.
is not interested in politics?
Absolutely.
Well, they're playing a political game in Hisar.
No, what is politics? We are not into electoral politics because once you are in public life, there is politics all the time.
Okay. Siddharth Vardarajan, what's your stand?
I think the fact that Team Anna has gone to Hisar and is trying to campaign against the Congress, from their point of view, this is quite a dramatic and even brilliant tactic, because the Congress candidate Jay Prakash is anyway on a weak wicket. I mean, he was defeated the last time around. If he loses again this time, Team Anna is likely to cite this as an example of how the government and the ruling parties stand on the Lokpal is completely out of sync with what people want. I think what's troubling people like you and me, however, the brilliant tactics aside, is had Team Anna or individual members of Team Anna been more forthcoming in their criticism of other parties like the BJP, for example, whose stand on the Lokpal has been very, very ambivalent, I mean, you can have the BJP launching a Rath Yatra from Bihar tomorrow, while in Gujarat itself, Narendra Modi delayed and never bothered to appoint a Lokayukta. Now that the governor went and did it, he's gone and challenged this in court. So it would have been good if the Team Anna people were more even-handed in their criticism. Yes, the Congress is the ruling party, and the Congress must take the lead at the centre in ensuring that the country gets a strong Lokpal bill in the winter session. But they mustn't fall prey. I mean, Team Anna needs to be aware of the fact that the BJP and other parties are trying to ride piggyback on them. And for that reason, I think they need to be more aware of how, with the best of intentions, campaigns such as these can be misread by people.
Right,
and I think this is something that I hope in the future they take into account.
Right, piggyback, says Siddharth Varadarajan. Are you giving the BJP a free ride, Prashant Bhushan?
Well, we are not giving anybody a free ride. Of course, there are parties, including the BJP, which are certainly trying to take a ride on our backs. We have tried to maintain distance from all these political parties. We have criticized the BJP on victimization of Sanjeev Bhatt, on what they did in Karnataka. In fact, as Mayank pointed out, it's our team member Justice Santosh Hegde, who as Lokayukt has played a pivotal role in exposing the corruption of the BJP in Karnataka. But here we are trying to concentrate on ensuring that the Lokpal bill gets passed. And we are therefore telling all the political parties and the candidates that, look, please ensure that this bill gets passed, give your commitment in support of this bill, otherwise we will treat this as a major negative feature against you.
Why don't you wait for the winter session, Mr. Bhushan? And I want two very, very, very specific questions for you tonight, Mr. Bhushan. One, what has changed between the day you applauded your whole team for the victory after accepting the sense of the House? What has changed between then and now? That's question number one. And two, in very concrete terms, what is the difference between the position tonight? As of tonight, the 10th of October, what is the difference between the position of the BJP and the Congress on this matter, that you're going after the Congress alone?
No. What has changed is that there is this by-election, important by-election, which has intervened. And we are using this by-election to send a message to all the political parties that, look, if either they support this Jan Lokpal bill, or if they do not support this Jan Lokpal bill, then we will do whatever we can to make this into an election issue against them.
Siddharth has a question. Siddharth.
Yeah,
yes, sure.
Prashant, I understand exactly what you're doing. I mean, the only problem with the strategy is that, we know from the way parties debated this on the floor of the House, that they used a lot of very nice-sounding phrases in order to appear as if they're supporting the core demands of the Jan Lokpal group. In reality, they are as opposed to having a strong Lokpal as the Congress party is, right? So, finding the right kind of a campaign which punishes the Congress in this case for not doing what people want is important, but equally it's important that some method be found to put pressure on other parties like the BJP, because it's the BJP and others whom the Congress is ultimately going to rely on to ensure in the standing committee and the floor of the House that the kind of Lokpal bill that your group wants does not get passed, right? So this is the tactic that the Congress itself is playing in Parliament, and the Team Anna needs to be aware of this and has to devise a strategy.
Yeah, no, we are aware of this. Therefore, what we are saying is, now that the BJP president has given a declaration in support of the Jan Lokpal bill, Now if they do not deliver in Parliament, we will go all out in the UP elections or whichever elections are held hereafter in Punjab or UP or wherever else to ensure that the BJP gets defeated. If they back out on this declaration that has been given by their party president, if the BJP backs out of it in their actions in Parliament on the Jan Lokpal bill, then we will go all out to ensure that they and their party is defeated in the next elections, wherever they are held.
Sanjay Kaul of the BJP tonight, your response, you hear that? Is the BJP then saying, committing itself tonight, I want to hear the commitment and the reaffirmation once again from you tonight, that your position on the Jan Lokpal is different and more committed than the Congress parties. Sanjay, can you give me one concrete way in which you are different from the Congress party on the issue?
I think Jayant just Prashant just sort of put that in, qualified that by saying that we have in fact issued a letter and the party president has done so. Now, I think the argument that Kejriwal was earlier making was that why was the Congress shying away from making a similar declaration, if not a written sort of a letter. And so I think first and foremost we cannot be the target of this group for the simple reason that we have already made our stand very clear. And I also think that to particularly keep asking them that they have to equalize this with something else when we are not really their target is actually trying to push the case too much.
No, not that you are
their
not their
campaign
target.
Could also be a small little exercise. You could call it muscle flexing. You could call it...
1 minute. Not that you're not their target. But let's rephrase that, Sanjay. You are their indirect beneficiary. Your candidates and your supported candidates are the indirect beneficiaries so long as their ire is completely Congress focused. So you are tonight, in a very convenient manner, applauding them from the ringsides without taking a sharp position yourself, much like the situation was before this team started on their fast. You have a ringside view of the situation. But I want to know whether you are also not bound by the same sense of the House that the Congress party is.
You can't make... You can't make me guilty of a position I've already taken, and that is why I say that if there is any collateral advantage that comes out of it, it comes out of the stand we have taken. And also let me remind you that they too have been beneficiaries of the campaign that the BJP started last year. Do understand, I have emphasized this, that enabling conditions are a very important part of any campaign to succeed. And the BJP has done it since last year, and if they have succeeded or they have profited, that's good for the country. Even as we speak, if Mr. Advani's, as we expect, Yatra starts and emphasizes the same point, I think the country wins. Where is the problem with that?
Are you therefore...
No, there is a lesson.
Yes.
There is a lesson in this. The lesson here is that BJP is going with the sentiments of the country and giving it in writing that they are going to support it. Why doesn't Congress do it? If Congress does it, then it will not have to suffer the loss that it will in Hisar. So all we are saying is we are obsessed with the Jan Lokpal bill. Like the Arjun could see just the eye of the fish, we are only seeing Jan Lokpal, and if anybody comes in the way, he will have to lose. So we are just saying, fall in line with the sentiments of the people of this country. What Anna is saying, I think you should listen to that.
Are you being impatient? Are you being